Unfortunately, no.
Fine.
All right, we're all set?
All right, I'll now call to order the meeting of the Improvement and Services Committee for Wednesday, July 30th. Roll call, we're all here. I'm going to look for approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion made by Elder Eck, second by Elder DeLee. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that carries. Approval of the minutes.
Move to approve.
Motion
Second.
approved by Elder DeLee, seconded by Elder Ritterbusch. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, all right. On to regular business. One, consideration with possible action on request by Alderman Van DeLee regarding the city's bulk item pickup and yard waste programs. Alder DeLee?
All right.
Or-
So there is a memo in the packet that explains everything. I'll go over it. So essentially, we just provided some background information on the program that we currently have. We offer 2 annual curbside bulk trash collection weeks. During those weeks, we collect large items that do not fit in the tipper cart. And there's up to 2 cubic yards of bulk items are collected for free, there's no charge. And then there's certain things that are excluded from that. And based on past estimates, the cost of the 2 annual free weeks is approximately $78,000. And data shows that we collect around 100 tons of bulk waste per week. And we have some information, there's 12 employees. This is based on 6 rear loader trucks that we use for that, plus a front-end loader and 3 dump trucks. So it's a pretty big effort for us for those bulk waste collection weeks. And then we also have the option for people can pay for pickups anytime during the rest of the year. And then we also do the free, what do you call them, the drop-off sites?
Bulk drop-off sites,
Yeah.
yes.
And so in 2024, there were approximately 1,035 customers that used the service where they pay for bulk waste pickup. And that was a total revenue of $114,635. There are other options besides the things that we offer. They can go to the Brown County Transfer Station for a disposal fee, which is a lower rate than what we would charge because we don't have to haul it to the Brown County. So there's that. Yeah, and then the drop-off site. So that's kind of a summary. We have this information in our annual service guide. And so our recommendation at this time is we're not recommending any changes to it. And there are a few different reasons for that. Part of it is we're down on the number of trucks that we have, and so it does take a lot of trucks. It takes a lot of staff time with the number of staff that we have to put towards that. And then there are other options for people that are relatively low cost if they don't get things taken during those 2 weeks. And there's we're also looking at doing a program evaluation in the coming year. We're just trying to get together the funding to see if we can pull it off. But we would like to review all of our services in the sanitation group and evaluate what services we should be offering, kind of do a evaluation of the resources that we have and trying to make the best use of them and do a comparison to other cities and that type of thing. So we're hoping to do a more broad look at the program as a whole, not just bulk waste.
So I would like to make a motion to deny the request, sorry. I don't think that it's worth the amount of money that it will cost. I mean, the value because of the amount of people that use it, I think that we have free offerings to drop it off for both bulk and the yard waste. I personally don't want to see this added to our budget, so I'm making a motion to deny it.
All right, we have a motion on the floor.
I think one piece with it, I have a comment about it. I think one piece about it wasn't just to look at adding additional days, but in lieu of that, looking at communicating out the locations and that information better.
Yeah.
And I had stated that because I really think a lot of people don't know about the free drop-off sites at the DPW locations. I don't think they know about the Brown County Transfer Station.
Mhm.
I know about it because we drop stuff off there all the time at the Green Bay schools. So,
Yeah.
you know, we're out there all the time, but a lot of people don't know those locations, and also like when it comes to yard waste, what they should be putting on the curb, what they shouldn't be putting on the curb. I think communication goes a long way, and I think that'll help a lot of the people that are questioning this right now.
Yep.
So I think that would be an important piece of it, and I support the denial of it, but I really think we need to look at better communication or
Yeah.
how we communicate it out.
Yeah. So there is a second part of the memo that was just kind of, because there were two parts to your
Mhm.
question, so I can go over that if you would like.
Sure.
Okay. So, on the yard waste communication, so we did take, a look at what we're doing, and it's summarized here for information.
Yeah, it's at the bottom of your recommendation, I see.
Yeah, so I kind of have two recommendations, and so this explains the yard waste collection. Throughout the summer months, we collect bulk yard waste, so your brush, that type of thing. And right now, we're on like a 2 to 3 week rotation, so they can get through the entire city during that time frame. So if people want to use the service, they can put their brush out, and then we get it within that time frame. And there's information in the Public Works Information Guide. Talks about, root balls have to be removed, the size of the branches and how to place them, that they need to place them not over the sidewalks or in the street. The service is for residents only and not for brush generated by contractors. And then we also have drop-off yard waste sites, one on the east side and one on the west side. They're at 1470 Hurlbut Street and 2530 East Shore Drive. And for that, we do understand that, more communication is warranted. And so we're proposing to do a couple social media posts, one in August, one September, because that's kind of the end of our season here. And then we're also working on creating some rack cards. So if you've seen those cards that we put in the racks, the double-sided, which has it's more condensed than what's in the information guide, so it would be specific to yard waste, and we're also doing one for bulk waste. And so we'll have those available. We can even put some down here at the first floor of City Hall where people could see them and grab them, but they would just be, very specific to those services. So we're proposing to do that. And then if we have events, we can hand them out as, information during those events.
Suggestion.
Sure.
I'd like to make a suggestion, if you could forward that information to Green Bay neighborhoods, and we could pass that along to the residents, and people can put that information in their newsletters.
Sure.
I think that'd be a really
Yeah.
good way also to get the word out there.
Yes, I'll direct.
Thank you, Chair. And I know that we do that for our neighborhood, because we watch for it on Facebook.
The information guide or the post?
The post of what, yard waste collection
Yeah, we should
starts now
share
and
that
leaf
stuff.
collection and all
Yeah.
that. Your stuff that you put on social media. So I know you do that already, and it's also in the paper, correct? Like the newspaper, you post it when the fall collection starts and.
Right, that would be the spring and fall, but then
Yeah.
there's the brush in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the
So-
overflow weeks.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Do you purchase the newspaper yet?
Me? You're asking me this? I get the electronic version.
Do you?
Yeah.
I get the Press Times and the Press Gazette electronic.
All right, I have two questions. First, just procedurally, if we deny this motion, does that also deny the second part of it from staff's recommendation with the social media? Or should we just receive it and place on file?
As far as the rack cards?
I mean,
Yeah.
our recommendation is to receive and place on file. These are the things that we do, and we're also going to be doing the social media,
No?
so.
So I denied it, but does that change it, really? It's basically receiving and placing on file.
Yeah.
So that was
The-
my motion.
The agenda item is consideration with possible action.
So that was my, you know, I made the motion to deny it. And I think that basically, the second part can happen with the request. You know what I mean? Like you're planning to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, other question, and this might be silly, but with the bulk waste, do we get any revenue from that? Is there ever like scrap metal that we get from it, or is it?
We do, our field people will separate out the recyclable metals out of that bulk waste bunker. You know, some of it is like a metal frame inside of something, so obviously we're not gonna get all of it, but if it's just mostly pure metal, yes, we always have a 30-yard metal dumpster in the yard for truck parts and stuff, so we're always generating scrap metal, so we'll pull it out, so we get nominal, but it's better than nothing, and then the remainder goes to the landfill at $57 a ton. Well, that's the next year's rate, $54 a ton this year.
Does, so that's from the bunker, does the stuff they pick up on the street also get sorted, or does that just go straight to?
That I have to double check, but I'm gonna give it a high probability that if we're picking it up on the street, it's probably going straight to the transfer station, and we don't have that opportunity to separate it.
Good
I'll
question,
delete.
though.
Yeah,
I
that's a
think
good
most of
question.
that is picked up by the pickup trucks you see driving through.
Yeah, there's a
there.
little
Scrappers.
private scrappers who will go around and
Scrappers.
catch it first.
Washers, dryers, refrigerators.
Any other questions on that?
No other questions? We do have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second, place on file.
Well, the motion was to deny
Okay,
specifically.
motion second.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That is denied. That just sounds so aggressive, for
I'm-
denying it. But
Sorry.
it's fine. All right, second, consideration with possible action on request by Department of Public Works to enter into a professional services agreements, or to enter into professional services agreements with Streetland LLC, in the amount of $42,500 for sales study and appraisal services, Stiro Appraisal Services Incorporated in the amount of $15,000 for parcel appraisal review services, and Moss and Associates LLC in the amount of $42,000 for real estate negotiation services for the Mather Street reconstruction project.
Okay, the Mather Street reconstruction project is scheduled for 27, but to do that, for example, if we're redoing an intersection and we need to get a temporary limited easement from a resident to be able to construct a new ped ramp or something like that, we need to be able to go through, have that property appraised, have the study done, have the property settlement negotiated with that resident. So that's what these three consultants do, is you can't have the same consultant do the appraisals as does reviews, and then typically the negotiator is a separate consultant on their own. So I went through, I sent out an RFP for these services. I sent it to, I believe it was 9 consultants. I ended up getting these three back. These are the same three that we've had do the last 2 DOT projects. So we're very, very comfortable with them. And the prices are pretty similar to what they've done for even the last couple of projects we did. So we recommend approval for this. The reason why we're doing it now, though, because it does take roughly about a year and a half to get all the real estate taken care of. There's, I believe it's 73 affected parcels on that project, which is an extremely large number. So it takes a lot of man hours to do all the different steps to follow the DOT process.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion to approve made by Alder Eck, seconded by Alder DeLee. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, that carries. And consideration with possible action on request by Department of Public Works to award the following contracts at a staff level and report the award at the next Improvement and Services Committee meeting following the contract award. Payment 225 East Mason Street reconstruction and Southwest Woods Hinkle Street extension.
So these are 2 projects that we are trying to get out to bid quickly. We're wrapping up final design items on them. And we just don't want to have any delay with starting to get the notice of award and all of that, so that we can proceed with getting them into the construction process, because we're the clock is ticking on time. And I do know there is, you know, a gap in one of the meeting schedule, I think, towards the end of August. So we just want to make sure we get everything covered.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve made by Alder Eck, seconded by Alder Ritterbusch. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, that is approved. 4, consideration with possible action on request by Oneida Nation to enter into an infrastructure developers agreement for the installation and maintenance of pavement and underground utilities for the Cattail Marsh subdivision on parcels 6H 1154 through 38 and 6H 1155 through 8.
Okay, so this is a development that is on Oneida Nation property, and we are working with them. We have a draft easement that is being routed for review, and that would be for the roadway and the storm and sanitary sewer and drinking water infrastructure. The development itself would remain under the jurisdiction of the Oneida Nation. And as part of that, we're also working on an agreement between us and the Oneida Nation. The city would become responsible for the road and the sewers and the water. And so that agreement would cover that aspect of it. And currently, we have a draft, which is part of the agenda packet, and that's under review with Oneida Nation right now.
All right.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve made by Alder Eck,
Second.
seconded by Alder Ritterbusch.
I have one question. Is this located off of West Mason?
Yeah, West Mason.
Where's this
Crestwood.
located, Cattail Marsh?
Off Crestwood?
West of Chief Hill Drive, south of West Mason, kind of out in that area.
By Three Sisters?
Yeah, where they
It's
took
like-
down all,
It's a
Yep.
road they just, look like they cut in there while they're clearing?
they're putting in
Yeah.
a subdivision.
Yeah,
It's about a half mile west of that.
yep.
Yep.
All right, well, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All right, that is approved. 5, consideration of possible action on request by the Department of Public Works to award Parks X25 Light Memorial Park Pavilion contract at a staff level contingent upon the bids being within the budgeted amounts.
Okay, similar to the other one, this is just requesting the ability to award at staff level to keep, as we're getting, you know, further along in the construction season, we want to keep things moving, and so that's why we're making the request.
Motion to approve.
All right, motion to approve made
Second.
by Alder Ritterbusch, second by Alder DeLee. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, that is approved. Okay, 6, report the award of contract sewer 325 mini sewers to Highway Landscapers in the amount of $369,500.95.
Okay, so this is a contract that we had previously requested to award at the staff level. We received the bids, we had 3 bidders, and the low bid was Highway Landscapers. And so we made the award to them, and looking to get the contract in place and start work soon on that.
Motion to receive and place on file.
Okay, we have a motion to
I'll
receive and
second.
place on file by Alder Eck, seconded by Alder DeLee. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all right, we received that. 7, report the award of contract sewers 225 citywide sewer repairs to DeGroot Incorporated in the amount of $1,442,702.99. They couldn't have rounded up.
Right. So this was another one we requested to award at staff level, and we received only 1 bid. However, the bid was almost exactly the same as our estimate, so very close, so we were happy with the price. And this was the contract where it covers our sanitary sewer repair for some of our critical issues in the city, and there's also some storm sewer repairs as part of that as well.
Motion to receive and place on file.
Second.
All right, motion made by Alder Eck, seconded by Alder DeLee. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all right, we received that. No public hearings, on to informational. 1, director's report on recent activities of the Public Works Department.
All right.
We have a handout.
Drafting a memo
Thank you.
again.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
I appreciate this.
All right, so today we have some updates on things that are going on in the operations division. They are on round 8 of street sweeping, so they sweep the entire city on rotation, and they're on round 8 right now. Busy cutting grass within the right-of-way, and busy patching and crack and joint filling. One thing to note is pavement marking. If you've been around town, you see a lot of pavement marking out of there.
This morning.
They seem to be ahead of schedule,
East
so
Mason.
that's good.
Even had to order more paint.
Yes.
It's the-
Thought I was gonna be late this morning.
And then also working on power washing the ramp decks and restriping pavement within the ramps. As far as roadway construction projects, right now we've got resurfacing contracts under construction. The pavement repair is under construction, asphalt paving under construction. Cass Street reconstruction has been awarded and they anticipate starting in September. And then East Mason, which we just talked about, is currently advertising for bid right now. Sewer projects, Finger Road, sanitary sewers, nearing completion. The citywide sewer repairs is expected to start late August and early September by the time we have contracts in place. And then mini sewers, schedules to be determined, but they have a pre-construction meeting scheduled for August 1st. So those are today's updates.
Alderich?
A question. Jim, you mentioned last time that there was going to be the scan of that new equipment. Did that happen yet?
Yes, that's happened. We're, any day now, we should be getting the new pager ratings. We're waiting for that as well. Just hasn't come in quite yet.
All right, thank you.
Alder Dilly, did you have something?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I have a question. Have we had any issues with the heat with buckling pavement? Well, that was in neighboring municipalities. I won't name them.
It was a while ago, some of the reporters were asking about that, and at that time, we had pretty minor,
Yeah.
like there was only 1 or 2 minor.
There was a relatively big one on Lombardi, but it wasn't in Green Bay, it was in Ashwaubenon.
Yeah.
You didn't want to say, right?
That was a sidewalk or curb.
Yeah,
along
curb.
there. It didn't really affect
Traffic.
vehicles or pedestrians or bikes.
Yep.
And that was a while ago, I haven't
Yeah, it's
heard
been a
anything
while.
since then, have you?
No, it's been a real quiet summer, and it's surprisingly, with all the heat we've had, you'd almost expect some, what we call pavement blow-ups.
Well, that's good. All right.
Motion to receive and place on file.
Second.
All right, motion made by Alderich, seconded by Alder Dilly. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Our next meeting then is August 13th, 2025. Everything we vote on here will go to the full council's next meeting, which is August 5th, for the final vote.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn made by Alder Dilly,
Second.
seconded by Alder Ritterbusch. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, we are adjourned.
And look at that, you got time.
But there's never been a motion to